Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have thought, Episode 200. Oh dear, we're the 4 or 5 years gone. Not bad for a show that was never supposed to go past episode 1. I've had so much fun doing this show in amongst chatting to so many good friends, musicians, artists of all type, mental health chats. We've kind of had it all through the good times and the bad times. And this one I celebrate in an absolutely good time. The end is near, so they say, but God has it left us a legacy. Electric Mary. Wow. What a journey. 20 odd years for Electric Mary of music greatness, in my opinion. And a band that gets to support them on Saturday night, Willie J and the 6v6s, is for me, the ultimate handover of the baton of Australian rock and roll. I'm really excited to have a chat to Rusty tonight. And we are going to talk just a little bit and also a hell of a lot about what it's represented and what it's mean to him. And I just smile and enjoy every moment talking to Rusty. Rusty loves talking sport and footy, so I'm sure that it's going to twist in there at some point and derail the conversation. But tonight, it's largely about Electric Mary. So let's bring him up for a chat. G'day, Rusty. Welcome, mate.
You just caught me eating some chocolate.
Perfect. The perfect start, mate. Is that the go-to pre-gig little feast these days?
Chocolate is not meant to be, but I've had 3 lots of it so far. I'm still trying out. It's part of a carnivore diet, right? Of course it is.
Absolutely. Rusty, that slogan I've put below there, rock and roll the way it used to taste.
Yeah.
It's been a great slogan, isn't it? In amongst and the way it used to be, but God, have you kept that candle burning, mate, for Electric Mary?
It's been fun. As you know, I'm a huge fan of rock music. Well, I'm a huge fan of all types of music, but I love rock music and I love what Electric Mary does. I love what Electric Mary's done. It's definitely been the greatest band I've ever been in. I've tried for a long time. I probably should have learnt that I shouldn't play guitar in a band earlier, and it may have happened earlier. But, it is what it is. It's history will show that, I'm a 65-year-old man on Saturday night, December the 13th, 2025, and I'm going to be as happy as a pig in poop. And it doesn't bother me that I'm 65. It doesn't bother me if I was 25. It's so good. There's a little tear running down there now. It's not a tear, though. It's Bell's palsy. It's a chocolate.
Mate, some of those magic moments, you on stage, you still pull it off like a 25-year-old, mate. But we're going to just set the scene a little bit about that intro moment at Electric Mary, standing backstage, and that moment when we and you get to take that stage. Here's a little bit of a taste. What you can expect if you're there Saturday night.
Give me love anytime, 24/7 hours. Ooh. Give me love anytime, 24/7 hours. I'm gonna hurt you or make you feel bad. I've been around, yeah, I've been around before I fade away. Give me love.
Hell yeah. You might have been around, eh? But God,
Yeah.
before you fade away, give me love. Fuck, that's a great line.
uh, I don't know where I don't know where I came up with that really. Before I fade away, give me love. I'd have to think about that, Aaron, about what that song's about. It could be about a number of things. 24/7, give me love. Yeah. God, you've bamboozled me now. I was that busy watching how fat I was on the film clip that I forgot what I was doing.
You've had a few hairstyles over the
Gladly.
time, few hairstyles, few
Gladly.
beards, a few different tips and colors, but you've kind of flipped back to those very early days now, Rusty. The tips are back. You're winding back the
tips are
clock.
in. The tips are in. The beard's probably a little bit longer than I wanted, but it's fine. Yeah. I was just looking at the clip. Now, that was at the Factory Theatre. It started, and I think the rest was at Mimo when we made the clip with a friend of Alex's, and Alex not directed it, chopped it up and stuff. And yeah, it came out really good. That it's a cool song. That I really love that song. I want to say there's a great story to how it happened, but I don't really have one. It's just a moment that when we were doing pre-production at Studio 1B, it just came out. I mean, I had it down. It's a classic. Would do on a guitar, bada. I always go bada. I love that stuff. It's a Richie Blackmore thing also, where there's a one, boom, boom, and then I think the band just took it away. Now, definitely when it goes down da 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 da, before I fade away, definitely that was Pete. So I had something else, and I remember Pete saying, "Oh, what if you did this?" And I went, "Yeah, we can do that. No worries. I'll sing this over it." That happened a couple of times on that record, actually. I remember I've told the story a few times, but on Sorry Baby had a middle section, and Alex stumbled over the wrong note, but he actually stumbled onto what it turned into now. So he has a classic thing when he makes a mistake, he puts his hand up, and I said, "No, put it down. It's not a mistake now. That's how it's going." I'm going to need to work out what I'm going to sing here, but play whatever that is you just played. That's it then. That's happened a couple of times in So Cruel. It's why we recorded So Cruel twice, actually. He came up with this other bass line in the chorus, and we went with that in the end. I said, let's do that. It's better.
Yeah, you definitely have those recording moments where those first and second ones potentially are the best. You can record them 100 times, and something about that magic that comes off early.
Yeah, just history says too that sometimes you go in with songs that you go, "Man, this is a killer," and it comes out pretty good. And the one you thought, "Oh, we'll do this anyway," comes out unbelievable because you didn't have any expectations for it. Whereas the one that you thought was a killer, you had expectations, and you would put pressure on yourself to, do it as good as you can.
Yep. All right, we're going to touch on this gig plenty of times through this chat tonight, but I've got a little surprise for you too, mate. This is the gig, right? And I am so excited that a band I absolutely love and some young guys, Willie J and the 6v6s, here they are at Enmore only a couple of weeks ago. What
Nice.
a great lineup, and a great way to play music. Just in case you don't know who they are, take a listen to this.
Sit tight, headlights
How's that for a little taste? Rock and roll
Yeah.
is back, mate. It never went anywhere, some they say. But we've got a special guest tonight, mate. Let's join him up. Willie J. Welcome, mate. Look at you two legends. Hey, who would have
This
thought?
is your life. This is your life.
There you go.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
This is your life. This is about to be, continue to be your life. Willie J, your band with the 6v6s has grown enormously in the last 12 months, in my opinion. And even looking back at that clip now, I think you're twice the band that you were then, which wasn't that long ago. But that comes with some killer stage and acts and stuff you've done recently. And, mate, just on behalf of all the punters out there, mate, I can't wait to see the rest of your career, brother. And you on stage with Rusty Saturday night opening. And, mate, that stage is going to be so hot by the time Rusty gets to it. What a perfect way to bring the love.
It's amazing, man. We're so incredibly blessed to be doing it. And, you know, I've only recently sparked a relationship with Rusty. So it's just, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And it's so wild that we get to do this show. And, you know, for a band that's been together for not even 2 years, and the hard work as well that Seven Cal has been putting towards the band is just absolutely wild. And we get to do it with Electric Mary.
Yeah.
Where is he? Oh, yep.
I'm sure you boys in the lead up for this week. I just want to touch on, as a young band, Willie J, you've got plenty on. You got gigging, mate. You guys are gigging flat out. You guys live together as a 3-piece band. Must have been and is continuing to be a pretty awesome lead up to a big week after being on tour with Sebastian Bach. That was incredible. Now you get to warm it up for Electric Mary and then into Wolf Mother, mate. You got some big things coming.
Yeah, it's wild. It's kind of yeah, I mean, from the Sebastian Bach thing, like the Wolf Mother shows have come from that. It's just, I don't know, man. It's absolutely wild, but we want to keep that rock and roll train coming, and you know, to do the Croxton too. What a great room, and you know, Rusty was saying that it's fucking sold out. It's like, whoa, you know, it's just all these awesome things that are coming from meeting the right people and playing rock and roll the way it should be played.
Beautiful. Rusty, I'm sure you got some wise words of wisdom, mate, just before Willie gets to take the stage this week.
I certainly have. You're not allowed to have better hair than me.
It can be done. I'll just I'll do something weird with it. I'll dye it pink or something.
Hey, that'd be cool. Look, as Willie said, we hooked up a few weeks ago. I went and saw them at I forget, it was Southern River Band. And I don't know, it just feels like a good connection for me. Sometimes you just meet people and, you know, you say all the right things and you feel all the right feelings. And we've even written a bit of a song. We haven't finished it yet, but we will get back to it. And you know, the Sebastian Bach tour's going on. You got a lot of stuff going on. And I actually want to go on tour with them. I'm just going to hang out with them. Yeah. I'll bring your ice creams before you go on. Yeah.
We'll make sure they're Maxibon.
Yeah, we've also got Spider's young son's band on too, called Aztec Death Whistle. I've been calling it Aztec Death Wish, but it's actually Death Whistle. Now Cooper came on tour with us in Europe. He's only 15 years old, I think. And the rest of the boys are 14, I think. There might be another 15-year-old. And look, let's be honest, I was a little hesitant, but Cooper's a great drummer. He's just 15 years old, and you'll see Willie on Saturday. And I watched them rehearse the other day, actually, and I'm like, yep, no hesitations here now. They're going to be fine. I mean, I saw Silverchair when they were 14, hesitant as well. And when my jaw was hanging on the ground when I saw them, it's like, okay, you're 14. There's no way I was doing anything near like what you're doing. And I think these guys, I mean, they're only brand new kind of really, but they'll get down there early. Everyone who's coming, it's a full house. There's more than 1,000 people going. So get to the Croc, get there early and watch the whole thing. Enjoy the whole evening. It won't go that long. It'll be from 7:30 to 11 o'clock. That's not that long to listen to a rock band. If you went to a festival, you'd be there for 10 hours. So come and see Aztec, Death Whistle, Willie J's 6v6 Mary. And I honestly believe that it's going to be a night, like a whole night. I know we're finishing up in the live situation, but it's going to be a whole night of great rock and roll. And I think everyone's going to go away with a good feeling. Yeah, it's sad at the end, but all good things come to an end. We'll make it good.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
you can guarantee that it's going to be good. So yeah, 100%. It's going to be packed early, which is going to be exactly what you want leading into a gig. Don't turn up late, whatever you do, and
Don't
end
be
up
late.
the back. Get up early, get in, feel the warmth in the room. There's going to be so much love, Electric Mary love in the room. It's going to be a great night. It's awesome to see a big sold out venue. I mean, it's not an enormous venue, but 1,000 people is a bloody good number in amongst a Melbourne venue these days. And to sell it out days before the event, you're doing some incredible things together.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now, listen, how long have we got to talk? Because I've actually got a guest here.
Have you? Got
Hey.
a sneaky little guest.
Former WWE wrestler, Knuckles Nelson. He's come all
We've
the
got
way
plenty of time
from
to talk.
he's come all the way from Boston to see us. Boston, right?
Mhm.
So I'm going to let him sit down. Knuckles Nelson.
No,
He's going to
you stay
talk to
right
you.
there.
Oh, you want to stay there?
It's a pleasure to be here tonight with you guys this afternoon. I came all the way from New England, a small town called North Kingston, Rhode Island, because I love Electric Mary so much, and I'm such a big fan of this band. I also went all over Spain with them a few months ago and saw these rabid crowds. The crowds were absolutely rabid to see these guys. And I wouldn't have missed.
Where'd you get that from?
Alex gave it to me. I wouldn't have missed this for the world, and just being able, and I can't wait to see your band too. I'm very excited about the whole thing, and it's great to have an opportunity to just say I'm a huge fan of Electric Mary and Electric Mary for life.
Yeah.
Perfect. And
All right.
Hey.
Knuckles gets to feature in one of the lines of one of your songs, Rusty.
He does. What's it called again?
The way you make me feel.
The way you make me feel. I'm going to move you on to Knuckles. I'm going to see what he. Yeah.
And I just want to say one more thing. My ex-wife hates that song.
All ex-wife hates all ex songs.
That's it. All right. What advice can you give Rusty, Willie J, as a young guy coming through? How do you stay and want to be young back in? I reckon Rusty's turning back the clock personally. Who would have thought at 60 plus, mate? He's as lively as he was as a young boy, mate. This little face here, mate. Who would have thought this little guy would turn into that big guy and turn into that bottom photo killing stages? It's incredible to see, Rusty. Willie J, what do you got for him?
Man, I just think it's wild because I just, I knew about your band before I even met you, and I was just like, my friend Webby, he showed me, and I was just like, this is wild, man. I was just like completely blown away. And like I've said to you before, it's like, to me, it sound like your voice sounds like Stevie Wright. It's just all these rock and roll things. And I sent you that video of you playing on the guitar show, and just like the vocal delivery that you were doing was absolutely wild. So what I have to say to you is like, even though I've only known you for a short amount of time, it's like you're very inspirational, and that we get to write together as well and go on the road. It's like I'm gonna learn so much from you. So I thank you so much, man. And I can't wait to see what we do in the future, because I know it's not the end of your rock and roll career. So I'm just absolutely over the moon that I get to meet someone so like-minded. And when you told me you were 65, man, I was blown away. No, you're not. Rock and roll keeps you young.
Yeah, it sure does. Actually, you reminded me of something with that question. A friend of mine, Carly Jewell, she came to an Electric Mary show once, not that long ago, maybe in the last couple of years or few years. I think it was at the Gershon Room, so it might have been longer. Anyway, she was talking to me about something, and I said, she goes, "Oh, that's the first time I've ever seen you. I've lived here for 10 years. She goes, "You're like the king of rock and roll." I said, "You've lived here for 10 years and you've never seen us play?" She said to me, "Yeah, I just couldn't be bothered." I'm like, that's perfect. That's a perfect answer, because you're not talking shit and going to pull my chains or go, "Oh, you're amazing." You just said, "Yeah, I couldn't be bothered."
I love that. And a lot of people find it hard, like people are like, did you watch our show or something? Like, yeah, you guys were awesome. And they're like, those people that are just like, oh no, I didn't watch you. It's just it's very funny. It's like being straight up in rock and roll is a good thing.
Yeah. Hey, can I say this though? Because we're in the vicinity of I'm in Brendan's hotel room now. Folks, whoever's watching, what about this, Willie? Bring beach
Yep.
balls tomorrow. Bring beach balls. Bring
Yes.
beach balls. There's garbage you're playing down the road, as garbage as they are. Great story about, what's her name actually? Garbage? Shirley Manson. We played a show when I was in Erwin Thomas Band. It was a Triple M show, and they were on with the Tea Party, Billy Idol. There's some pretty cool bands on. But I don't know if it was a management or whatever. They left a memo on the table of each band room that said, if you see Shirley like walking down a hallway of that or something like that, you are to look at the ground.
Dude,
Yeah, exactly.
Rusty.
So one
you-
beach ball. Come on, Shirley, please.
I've actually got a funny story about her as well that happened, and this is a true story, Rusty and Aaron. So I was at a day on the green, and my friend's band was playing. I think it was Slowly, Slowly, and he gave me a backstage pass, and I was already quite. This is a true story. It freaked me out as much as it did her. Um, I was quite intoxicated and I was young. I was still young, but I just wanted some beers. So I was like backstage, and then there was like Tash Sultana's dressing room. So I was kind of like, oh, take a few beers there, whatnot. So I've got a few beers in my jacket. And then there were three different securities kind of guarding this trailer, I guess it was.
Yep.
And it said garbage on it because it was like their dressing room or whatever. And this is a true story, man. So I got past the first security guard, and he's like, "Hey, do you know the band and whatnot?" And I was kind of dressed up. I was like, "Yeah, yeah, friends with them, whatnot." There was another one. Anyway, there wasn't one, and I don't know why I did this. I was young, I was dumb. I got to like the trailer, and I just fucking opened it up, and it was her, half dressed, and she fucking screamed at me, "Get," in a Scottish accent, "Get out," and just screamed. I was like, "Oh, oh," like I didn't know what to expect. I thought there'd be beers in there, and that was
Did you
that
see
was my
anything? Did you see anything?
no, she was like, "Get out," like it was just. And then obviously then I got dragged out by security, but I kind of got to say hi to her.
She threatened the singer of Nickelback on that tour as well. She threatened him because she said he stole one of Steele's songs for one of their songs, "Kiss from a Rose." Anyway, I'm not sure, but she's obviously bad tempered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Isn't she Irish? Irish or Scottish?
I think she might be Scottish or Irish. I always get very confused, but
Anyway, look, there's a million people going to watch Garbage tonight, so no one cares what I said. Beach balls tomorrow, folks. Get to your local Bunnings store and buy a beach ball. I want 150, 200 beach balls going around the room while we're playing.
That's it.
that would be
All right.
amazing.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wind back the clock to Hellfest. Rusty,
Yeah.
there it is. This one's a killer. Let Me Out.
Side my hands for as long as I can. Now stacked up and ready to go. I'm looking around for the answer to questions I probably already know. I'm the ball, thank you all. One more chance to play. I'm back on the horse that I fell from. I'm back on the horse that I rode here on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me out. Come on, Hellfest, let me out. Understand when I could have been true. I'm looking around for the answer to question probably already knew. Drop the ball, thank you all. One more chance to play. Back on the horse that I fell from. Back on the horse that I rode here on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me out. Ooh, let me out. Come on, baby, let me out. Sell my hands for as long as I can, yeah, stacked up, ready to go. I look at the sun for the answer to the question, probably already know. Drop the ball, thank you all. One more chance to play. Back on the horse that I fell from. Back on the horse that I rode here on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me out. Let me out. Come on, baby. Let me out. Let me out. Baby, let me out.
Now that's how you play Hellfest. No matter what time of day that is, Rusty. Rusty, give me the shortened version of what that moment was like when you found out what time you were going to be on Hellfest, and then what happened when you guys walked out on stage, and then the magic that happened.
I think we're a second band on the morning. Has Willie gone home?
No, I've just snuck him at the back, but he'll be coming back. He'll be flashing back.
So I feel like we're on at 11:30 or something like that. Honestly, the time didn't matter to me. And all throughout the rest of the day with all the bands playing, I think Airborne was on that day too. I was just floating. I was just floating on air. You know, we said hello to Len there playing pinball, and there's a whole bunch of people, and it's a great big backstage area. We just felt so good. Funny story though, I think either in Let Me Out or the next song, Alex's guitar lead, he actually pulled it out of he pulled the guitar socket out of the guitar. So it was just stuck by the wires, and he had to be very careful where he moved, because if it had have broken, we didn't have another bass to play with. I mean, you know, it was one of our early times in Europe, but it was a phenomenal gig. We actually got booked for it again a few years later, and I had to cancel. I had a few um, I hate the word mental health, but it is the word. I had a few issues that I was dealing with. We actually had Hellfest and Sweden Rock that. Yeah, we couldn't go. I had just a whole bunch of things come at once at me, and I was just fried. I just couldn't do it. I wish we could have done it, but I can't. I can't turn back time, as ever a name was said. If I could turn, sure.
So I'm pretty sure it's that clip. Nathan Cavalieri played on that.
That's
right?
Nathan Cavalieri. Yep. We met him
Correct.
at the Deep Purple show a few weeks before, maybe a month.
So weirdly enough, I flicked you a pic last night, which you couldn't make out the writing, what was on it. But what it was a chat between me and Nathan Cavalieri last night on TikTok, of all platforms, right? He does a bit of stuff live on TikTok. And I asked him, are you getting a chance to see the last gig for Electric Mary? And unfortunately he said no, but we started talking and he said, and he was going live and he said, I've got a great Electric Mary story. And he brought up that Hellfest clip, played it, talked about it, how he came to be in the band, and the whole story behind his kind of mental anxiety of getting out and on stage when he was doing his Nat Cole thing and was about to roll. And there was something in his mind that said to do this, right? And he wasn't going to do the gig originally. And he came down and rehearsed with you guys, he said. And then that's when the magic happened. In that room, learnt the songs, got that thing done, got over to South Africa. I think you guys played it first, the World Cup.
Yeah, we went to the World Cup, yeah.
Yep. And then the magic that was on the stage at that day. But he said, looking out onto the crowd at that moment when you guys were ready to start, it was green grass. There was no one there, right? At 11:30.
Yeah, they came over
one of
the
those
hill.
early. Yeah. And he said it was like something, the first couple of notes only were played and people in black trench coats and all sorts of things, they came running. And so that clip, he said, was pretty early in the piece, right? As far as your set. And to see a packed crowd like that, so early in the set, is a true testament to the power of rock and roll, right? Original Electric Mary rock and roll. So that was one special story we shared last night there. So I wanted to share that with you again.
Yeah, look, he was it came at a time where we needed someone. It was like the stars aligned. I met him at Deep Purple. We were on tour with Deep Purple. It wouldn't have been that much earlier than that, maybe 4 or 5 weeks. And he only had a couple of weeks to get his the show together. And he was great, man. I mean, he's right. He had his thing where he's thought, I don't know, because he didn't like flying and he had anxiety with flying. I remember I held his hand. Well, actually, he held my hand really tightly when we were going out of Hong Kong because it goes through between buildings. I can't remember if it was coming in or going out.
They've changed that now, but they used to.
Oh, it was really weird. It was really weird. It was weird for me. I look at him and I'm like, are you holding my hand or am I holding your hand? Because this is a bit ruthless. But he was very cool, man. And we're still mates to this day. He did great shows for us. And, you know, I have nothing but respect. Same with Simon, who came on the last tour. Like, I met him at Warwick Kappa's house one day. And Simon I've known for, I don't know, probably 20 years, I suppose. And we've never really had a conversation. We've said hello many times. And anyway, he kind of just stood in front of me and bailed me up. And he just said, you know, if you ever need anyone to do a show, I'll drop everything for you. And I'm like, yeah, cool, man, cool. But my brain was going, whatever, mate. You won't do that. You just all talk. Yeah, well, guess what? 2 weeks later, I'm calling him going, actually, we're going to Europe in 3 weeks. Is it possible you can come? And he's like, give me the dates. And he's like, yeah, he was originally going to do some of them. And then Brett was going to come, but Brett's tour got extended. I said, Simon, mate, can you do the whole thing? He goes, well, I'll have to move a couple of things around, but yes, I can. And mate, we'll be buddies for life, as with Nathan as well. Yeah,
And
it's cool. It's very
and
cool.
boy, man, you've had some incredible guitarists come through this band,
Yep. We certainly
and
have.
all part of that Electric Mary spirit. Petey Robertson being a stalwart, mate.
Yep.
On the other side of the fence, you know, sitting over the other side of the stage, you know, you've had some incredible guitarists come through there.
Yeah. Well, there's Brady Wood right now, the left-hander. He's he's got magic in his fingers. And they just do this talking that talks to me. Especially there's a song, Sorry Baby, where when he came out of the solo back into the bridge, when I first heard it, when I was recording Sorry Baby, I actually started tearing up because it was that good. And I was thinking, wow, how real is this? We've had Erwin Thomas, Jack Jones. He did a lot of the early stuff with us and, you know, helped set us up. Actually, I found a CD the other day with which had Timmy Henwood on it, who wasn't in our band at the time, but he recorded these two songs, One Foot in the Grave and another one called Whole Lot of Bombs. So he was great. I say Glennie Proudfoot, he did too.
Yep.
Patch played with us. We've had a lot of guitarists played with us. Who else? Of course, Nathan and of course Simon. I'm going to forget somebody. I try to remember them all the other day. We've also had a few bass players. We've had a lot of members. Nielo, Andy MacGyver was our first bass player. Guy Palmer played a show. Tommy from Duke Cartel played a show. I think Alex was somewhere, maybe in Tasmania or something, doing something. Alex has been probably the stalwart of all the bass players, though. And then there's drummers, Venom, Spides, Davey Porter. There was a few. There's a couple. Yeah.
It's been a big Electric Mary family, which has been great, and recorded some incredible music over that period of time, mate. It's a really special time, and a moment not to be disheartened or be depressed over as a supporter of Electric Mary. Long may Electric Mary continue, mate. You're going to go and hopefully still put some music down, but this may be a period of the live music potentially has ended as far as shows, but it's a real celebration of Electric Mary on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about. We wanted to, a couple of years, I think it was, I don't know if it was last year, but I went to see Glenn Hughes at the Croc and I looked around and it was a pretty packed house. And I went, you know what? This is where I first saw a band when I was 17. I went to the Croc to watch a band. I went, this is where I want to end. And I rang up Bo, our agent from Premier, and said, is there any chance we could play the Croc? And he rang me back straight away the same day and said, yep, they'll do it. I was like, great. And it's funny because it's Michael Parisi runs it. I think it's Michael Parisi. He runs it, and he's been an A&R guy and founded heaps of great Australian bands. And I remember a mate of mine sent him and let me out, and he emailed back to my mate, average at best. And I went, oh, so yeah, it was very early on. Average at best, I went, and you know I'm a sook. Anyway, we played the Ding Dong Lounge, which he part owned, and I didn't know this. So I've got on the microphone and it's like, Michael Parisi, what would you fucking know? Oh, and the people are like, what are you doing, mate? He owns this place. Like, nah, yeah. Anyway, I reckon somebody told him that story and he had a good laugh. He thought it was funny. I actually think it's funny now. It wasn't at the time. And so for him to say yes to us to play at the Croc, I'm most grateful. Michael Parisi, thank you very much.
All right. And here's a little clip that'll show you the powerhouse that is Electric Mary, Gasoline and Guns. One of the faves for everyone.
My favorite.
Gasoline and guns. Gasoline and guns.
There you go. We're going to cut that one short and leave that one. You can jump on YouTube and make sure you check that one out. Erwin Thomas in his absolute moments with Electric Mary. God, he was a powerhouse.
Yeah, he was killer, man. He was killer. With actually, he really shaped a lot of things that I did earlier because I was in his band as well before Electric Mary. It's actually how I got the name. I was in New York with him playing bass in his band when we went to Hendrix Studio together, and that name came about. And yeah, actually, when I went to see Sebastian Bach the other week, the drummer, who is his son, is actually friends of Mary Campbell. What happened? Am I gone?
No, I still got you.
Did I? Oh, I thought I disappeared. Oh, where am I?
Still have you.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't know which one I'm on. I'm going to keep going until I find you.
No problem. We gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah, he was the young fella. Meeting, don't rejoin. All right. Brendan, talk to me. Where am I? Where do you reckon I am, Brendan?
Melbourne.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not in any of these podcasts, though. Still trying.
All right, we
Nope.
might kick you
Something
out for a
came
second
up.
and get you to come back in.
Yeah, get Willie. I'm on this one. There I am.
Gotcha.
Wassel.
All right.
Yeah, you got me.
Perfect.
Bring
All right,
Willie.
now
bring Willie back in.
We will bring him back in 2 seconds. Is Knuckles in the room still?
He's still in the room, Knuckles. Come on over.
I reckon after all this time, it deserves a question from you, Knuckles. You must have a question for Rusty after all these years of supporting Electric Mary, mate. You must have a question now you can ask him that just to give a bit of Electric Mary love in the room.
Well, I've had an opportunity to spend a lot of time with Rusty on the road in Spain, here. I've been to Australia in the past. So I've got to ask a lot of questions, but I think I would ask him, what is your favorite venue that you've ever played?
Favorite venue I've ever played. That's a good question. I'd have to think about it. I would probably just, for what it gives to us and what we've brought to it, I would say Eldorado in which you've seen in the Basque Country. A huge. Apparently, we're not meant to sell that place out because it's almost like we're unknown in that town, but we're definitely not. They own us. And, when we play there, we always play 2 shows, always sell them both out. And I think we've played there 12 times now. 12. Yeah, I think it's 12. And yeah, rock and roll guy. The audience, I'm loath to say Spanish because I know that's the Basque Country, but let's just generalize now and say the Spanish are very ready to rock. As soon as the lights go down and the intro comes on, it's like, okay, let's go for the next. And when you're in Europe, especially, you got to play maybe 1 hour, 40, 45, 50. There's no 1 hour, 10-minute shows. They just don't happen. They're there and they want to have a great night and they want to rock and roll. And boy, they try and ply you with alcohol as well.
Yeah. One of the great dive bars in the world, mate. I watched the clip this morning, just winding back the clock a little bit when Alex walked through the crowd to start the gig in the white suit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's a real showman, Alex, as a bass guy. Pretty important part of the Electric Mary makeup, mate, having a kind of almost like a second front man right next to you. He's incredible. Amazing energy.
One time at Hellfest, he actually put on the whole Ace Frehley makeup.
Did he really?
He actually did up his face to look like Ace Frehley, played as Ace Frehley the whole gig. It was perfect. I've got photos of it. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to play another clip and then we're going to bring Willie up. And I'm sure Willie's he may have another question for you, but maybe one in relation to, might be one of the technical questions in relation to music. Who knows? But I'll leave that one with Willie to come up with. But here's one 3 days gone that I reckon this clip kind of encompasses the energy and a little bit of the history of Electric Mary as well. Here we go. 3 days gone.
But if anybody likes to play rough, we can play rough too. We'll have a neck run like a chicken. Some chicken, some neck.
She's a freak, got no soul. Down and down, gone down below. Got it deep, lost control. Found my way to it, I never know. The radio played that song. It talked about it, said wouldn't take long. Then black on white, silver and gold. For the love of the dollar, the devil has got your soul. Here I wait, 3 days gone. For the city is alive, we'll keep on time from. Time and again. Why did it lead and where did it lead, my friend? The radio played our song. It talked about it, said wouldn't take long. Then black on white, silver and gold. For the love of the dollar, the devil has got your soul. Then black on white, silver and gold. For the love of the dollar, yeah, the love of the dollar. Then black on white, silver and gold. For the love of the dollar, the devil's got your soul. Devil has got your soul.
Some chicken, some neck.
I love it. For the love of God, the devil has got your soul. There's another classic line from Rusty Brown.
No,
Is
I
that-
just told him what it is because most people think that's what it is, but it's not. It's for the love of the dollar. The devil has
Is
got
it really?
you yes. The devil
you
has
go.
got you sold. SOLD.
There you go. Well, I'm gonna always sing it wrong.
Well,
thanks for
Brendan thought it was
correcting.
that too. Knuckles thought it
you
was
go.
that too, so don't worry.
Oh well,
Yeah.
you won't. You might have to ask that on the night, mate. There'll be plenty of people that got that one wrong.
Well, I'll tell you what you do when
Mary
you're singing.
Lyrics to 3 days gone.
Yeah. Whenever you're singing your song and you're having a little bit of trepidation about what you're doing, just look down the audience and there will be a girl in front of you that's singing the right lyrics. And that's all I do is like, yeah, okay, that's what I'm meant to be singing. Thanks.
Yep. Pretty special moments, mate, when you look out in that crowd and they're singing like you have done multiple times. Is start the song with the audience singing at you, mate. That must be incredible energy to grasp.
Yeah.
All
It's
right, we're gonna
actually
bring Willie up.
okay, bring Willie up. Willie. Yeah.
What do you got, Willie?
Where's your cup of tea, mate?
Oh no, I don't have it. I should consider I was hanging backstage. I should be warming up the vocals, but it's a little bit different, which is good. But
You're
hey
not
Rusty,
playing tonight, are you?
no. Just chilling at home.
Yeah, cool.
But hey Rusty, I've got a question for you. So let's go from 50s to 2000s. and hopefully it's
Yeah.
not a too long-winded question, but your favorite and biggest inspirational vocalist from the 50s to 2000s. So just it just can be one from each year.
Oh, one from each year. I can tell you the main guy I love. My first love was David Coverdale. I feel like for me, he was my hairbrush guy, you know, that I would sing along with, and my mum would yell out to turn that rubbish down, burn and stuff. He was my definitely my first love. But if I was to go to a singer now, it would be Paul Rodgers for sure. He's just got something when he sings, it just I don't know, touches me. Am I allowed to say that? It touches me. He's got a way. We're actually Brendan Knuckles and I were having an argument, not an argument, about Hailstorm and doing a Bad Company song. What song was it?
Shooting Star.
Shooting Star. And I said, no.
Oh, I love that.
No, not their version. She doesn't get the nuance of what it is to sing it. But he pointed out a good fact. It's a cover, so she's probably kind of doing it her own way. But winning question, Paul Rodgers. Early on, definitely. My dad played a lot of Dean Martin in our house. So even though I pretended I didn't like it, I loved Dean Martin. John Lennon always for a while. My son's middle name is Lennon. John Lennon for a long time was, I was obsessed with the Beatles, like obsessed. When we used to go to New York, I would walk from the Carter Hotel all the way up Fifth Avenue to what's the park called? Not Hyde Park, that's in there, in Park, all the way up to John Lennon's memorial, and I would sit there every morning. I actually had an iPod, put it on. I would listen to one Beatles album and just sat there. It's got chairs all around it, and people come. They make the sign of the cross and everything. They really, it's believable, and it's right across the road from the Dakota, and he was a huge influence for me. And it wasn't until I watched Let It Be, the movie, which is called Get Back Now. It's called Get Back. It wasn't until I watched that I really started to fall in love with Paul McCartney. I always loved him, but I went, oh, you're the guy now. You're the guy making sure that stuff happens here. George and John, you're not paying much interest to this thing that's the long and winding road. Let It Be, all these songs that he's writing in the corner while you're whinging over here to each other. And I went to a Paul McCartney concert in Brisbane or the Gold Coast. I can't remember. Gold Coast. I went to the Gold Coast, and I was just watching it. And usually, if I'm enthralled by something musically, I close my eyes because I try and be in the moment. I don't want to be obstructed by anything. And I felt someone touch my arm, and I opened my eyes. I looked. This lady said, "You've been on the screen for 2 minutes." I'm like, what? What do you mean? She goes, you were on the screen for 2 minutes. And then my phone was in my pocket, so going, people were sending me messages, which I saw later. It's saying, are you in Queensland? So what had happened was, I'm guessing, the cameraman was panning around and he must have seen that I was in a moment, and I was in a moment. I don't even know what song it was, but so McCartney's a big influence on me. 70s there's a few in the 70s. Obviously, Coverdale's from the 70s, and so Paul Rodgers. Lou Gramm, 100%.
Great
Lou
choice.
Gramm. Robin Zander, Cheap Trick.
Oh yeah,
Great singer.
what a vocalist. How can you
Great singer.
uh what's that song? Lonely in Love, If You Want
Oh
My
yeah.
Love. How he
If you
can
want
just
my
keep
love.
reaching and reaching and
Yeah.
reaching for that vocal and go higher and higher. It's like
Yeah. He's magical. They
beautiful.
got a new album out. Actually, it's pretty good. Um, Freddie Mercury, of course, because they had the songs. They just had the songs. Queen just played anything they wanted, and it all sounded good. Freddie was a great singer. Actually, the drummer's a great singer. Brian May's a great singer. And the one that always gets people when I do podcasts, my last probably choice, like Dio's in there as well, of course. And of the newer
Yep.
models, Chris Cornell. I love Chris Cornell's voice. He has a magic for me. But one of the people from the 70s that I've always stuck with was Tom Petty. Tom Petty has a thing that reaches into my soul and just grabs a hold of it. And I say, yeah, thank you for that. You know, they'd be in my top 5 bands easily. And Glenn
I love
Hughes, of
that,
course.
man.
And Glenn Hughes, of course, because it's always Coverdale and Hughes. And I mean, you can't have one without the other. Glenn Hughes, who we toured with, such a great singer. When we toured with him, one time the lady who was driving couldn't drive and asked if I wanted to drive. But he didn't want a girl to drive him around. So I said, oh yeah, can I? We hadn't played a gig yet though. And he was doing a rehearsal. So I went and picked him up and he kind of gave me this evil look as like, you're not a girl or a female. I don't want to. So I drove him around, took him to rehearsal. That night I took the guitarist with me, went to the ABC, and Glenn had a manager here, Drew Thompson. And they rocked up in their Porsche behind me, and Drew came up and I went in the window. He said, "Oh, can you move my car if the parking police come in his Porsche?" I'm like, yeah, no worries, man, no worries. And he walked off, and I just happened to be looking in the mirror, and I saw him walk back, and I went down the window and I said, "Oh, is everything all right?" He goes, "Are you Rusty from Electric Mary?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Does Glenn know?" I said, "Oh, no, I didn't say anything, man," because we hadn't played a show yet. And he said, "All right." So they went back in and he came out and Glenn's like, "Why didn't you say something?" I said, "To be honest, man, I'm a massive fan of yours and I would have just chewed your ear off all day. And I thought I'm just going to keep to myself." And he's like, "Do you want to go out for dinner?" I'm like, "Yes." And then every story I possibly would have asked, he told about Blackmore and everything I wanted to know about Deep Purple. He had a big love for Richie Blackmore. I'm sure he'd been jabbed a few times in the heart by Richie, but
Yeah.
he had a huge love for him because he knows how good Richie is. One of the funny things for me, because I keep forgetting that these people in bands are just humans as well, but you look up to them, your idols. He was actually texting David Coverdale during the dinner while we were talking and stuff, because something had happened with somebody else and he was trying to calm Coverdale down. Someone's talking about his singing being bad and why he had so many backing singers and all that rubbish. But yeah, so that's about all of my singers. So where did I go? Dean Martin, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Tom Petty, Paul Rogers, the
That
greatest. And of course, and then, believe it or not, remembering how old I am, sorry. Later on when AC/DC, I was only alerted to Power Age a little bit later, like after Back in Black. I never really knew it. I didn't know it at all.
yeah.
And I listen to that now and I'm like, oh, wow. Like Phil Rudd on the drums, Bon Scott's vocals, the guitar
Yeah.
playing, every single song on the record has something about it, and that's not an easy task. Let There Be Rock, Power Age, Back in Black. I mean, I don't know, Highway to Hell, I'm forgetting. How
It's
do you do that? It's magic, man. It's absolute magic. And I know this one's gonna get you too. So I do have more. I'm gonna keep going. It was a long-winded question and a long-winded answer. Joe
that's
Cocker,
what we
I
want.
always love. If you watch my film clips, you see me doing this a lot because when I was a kid, I used to mimic Joe Cocker, and I feel like every now and then I still do it. And this is one of
Yeah.
yours too, Willie. I know. Also, as a kid, because my older brother, he was a huge fan. Billy Thorpe. Wow. Billy Thorpe. It's almost summer. And I could feel that sweet sunshine rolling out, pouring out this heart of mine. Woo, summertime. Live, love, and living is so damn easy. Oh, I used to love that song.
That's so
When days
good.
are sunny and skies are blue. He had a way of singing, man.
He
Billy Thorpe.
certainly did. I even was listening to his last album, Tangier, and there's a song,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard it, Rusty, Since You've Been Gone, I think it's called.
Yeah, I don't know that
Since
one
you've
personally.
been gone, I can't reminisce you, your arms around me whenever I fall. It's just a
Beautiful.
beautiful song, but he does this thing with his vocal. It's kind of Bob Dylan-esque, and it's just, I don't know, it's cool, man. It's like his last piece of work, his last album.
So since
And
you've been gone.
it's called, yeah, Since You've Been Gone, yeah. Just
No,
beautiful, the
since
vocal
you've been
delivery.
gone, since you've been gone. That was Graham Bonnet. Yeah. Yeah, loved him. Loved Billy Thorpe. He had the album More Ass Than Class, and I was a little kid. It opened up, and you see them with their pants pulled down, just their asses. It's like, yeah, look at this. Yeah. Look, there've been some great singers in rock and roll. There's,
Even the
there's
singer
also,
from which kind of blew me away, the singer from the Box Tops, when he was
oh yeah, of
15.
course.
He did that album. Vocally, he did that album at 15 years old. He sounds like a grown-ass man. It's just phenomenal.
Right.
I think that album start to finish, but his vocal, it's like you're 15 years old.
Yeah.
Blew me
I think
away.
Stevie Winwood wasn't very old when he sang. What was his song? He was 16. What was Stevie
Um,
Winwood's? Summer. Anyway, someone will get it. Call in, ring in.
There you
These
go.
bad
Definitely ring in, boys. There's no way I was interrupting that magic. That was great to talk about. Some incredible singers, obviously being frontmen and singers yourselves. Yeah, incredible to listen to. I think you left the Bee Gees out of there, Rusty, which is one
I
of your
was
biggest
just about
ones.
to say the Bee Gees. I watched a doco on them last night, actually. Yeah.
Well, I never, ever mean to cut you off, Rusty, but we'll only keep you for another couple of minutes. I know you guys have been super genuine with your time tonight. In the lead up to one of the magic moments that will be magic moments in amongst Australian rock, this is the night you must be at. Do what you can to get a ticket. Hopefully there's some resale tickets kind of around, and there's always someone that can't come. If you can't come and you can try and get someone a ticket, please, I beg you to try and get it to someone. We don't want to leave people out that would love to be there. So through authorized places like Tixel and stuff, get your tickets back up there and get them in the hands of people that really want them and need them. So
Yes, not on Facebook, not when people are like, I'm selling ×4 tickets. Always a scam.
yeah,
Always. Always.
We don't. We definitely don't want anyone scammed. But thanks, guys, for joining me tonight. There's just a couple of little bits I want to play, Rusty. We're going to wind back the clock a little bit to "Love Me."
Yeah.
This clip, we're going to play a little bit of it, but yeah, this is some beauty and some younger Electric Mary.
Yeah. The lovers are the lovers for the moment. Yeah. Tonight is your last evening together. Make it count. It's very important. This one is called Love Me. I lost my way.
It's just impossible to cut off. I hate cutting it off. It's I love it, and I know that's not obviously not the studio recording, but just to feel the energy, you can kind of really grip it and feel it in amongst that song, mate.
With your head in the shot.
And
You know,
you do get to see those cocker fingers rolling along, mate, in amongst that.
Yeah, I know. I just said that to Knuckles. I just noticed that. The thing is, in that song there, I paid homage to Queen, Kiss. You know where? Right at the end, I go, "Come on and love me," but that's not quite the melody. But they had a song called "Love Me" or "Come On and Love Me." Come on and love me. Yeah. So I made sure I paid homage to Queen there.
All right, last thing I want to talk about. This one came up as a bit of a weird time. I think you told me about this, and I finally saw a clip or found a clip for it. But this one, a cover of "Sweet Mary C." Who would have thought, mate?
Oh,
I stole a little bit of a clip of this, and you can just quickly tell us a little bit about the story. But here it is. Just play a snippet.
She got nothing when I want it. Show me everything
There you go.
Where's she from? Poland or Romania?
Yeah, I think it was Romania. Her name is Rockmina. I don't know if she exists anymore, still playing music, but that was a bizarre find, wasn't it?
She was on Idol. She was on Romanian Idol. She did some songs. She's done heaps of songs. I went through the whole list because the bit that impressed me the most was, firstly, that she did our song. Secondly, she did it with that Bon Jovi, Metallica. I was like, right, you found us in the middle of all those other songs you've done. We actually get covered quite a bit in Europe. So, we do get played over there, I'm guessing, on the radio and that, and of course, silly Spotify. So Romania, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. All right, mate. We're going to wish you obviously all the best for
Thank you.
Saturday night. It's going to be a special one to bottle, one to enjoy, and one to, I know one thing for sure, mate. You won't leave anything in the tank, and you'll put it all out there on stage on Saturday night. Just going to bring Willie up quickly as well, just to say a quick goodbye before we catch up. Willie,
Hey,
all power to you guys for Saturday night's gig. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy being there.
Who is that, Willie?
Special. Who's
this
sneaking in?
is Sash from Hot Machine.
Hi,
Hey,
Sash
Sash.
from Hot Machine.
Let's come just say hi. It's fine.
Come on, Sash.
Finally,
Hi, Sash from
Sash,
Hot
you
Machine.
made it.
Hear anything?
Hold on, you'll be able to hear it now.
Welcome back, Sash. Finally, we got you on. We
I'm
will
so
talk
excited
to.
for Saturday.
Yeah, I can't wait. We'll enjoy
it's
rocking
gonna-
out together. We can't wait
it's
to have
gonna
Hot
be
Machine on
amazing.
next year.
Oh yes, definitely. Can't
Look
wait.
forward to it. All right. Willie J and Rusty, thank you so much for your time, boys. It's so awesome to connect you. This is a real moment for me in show 200 to put you guys together in a room on stage. Rusty, thank you for doing it, mate, and getting Willie J.
Beautiful. I'm loving it. I'm ready to roll. I know Willie's gonna make it hard for me. Well, not my Willie, but Willie will make it hard for me to go on after Willie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should stop right now.
Don't say that quickly. And to Knuckles, it'll be great to see you in the crowd, mate. Knuckles Nelson, get out there.
I just have to say one more thing. If I can come all the way from the United States, the people in Melbourne, you have no excuse. See you Saturday night.
Yeah.
There you go. Look out. All right, Rusty, enjoy the last few moments, mate, before you get up there on stage, and enjoy rocking out with your rock brothers. I can't wait to see you up there.
All right. Thanks. See you, Willie.
Oh, what a moment for me to spend show 200. Rusty's been incredible with his time over the journey. We've been talking a lot of things in life in amongst my 200 episodes so far. So this is the reason I do it, to chat to friends, family, brothers in arms we get in the rock world. It's awesome to have all these people and connections together, talking music and talking love. And we're going to finish with a little bit of one of the beautiful clips that I love from one of the last albums, Mother. This one is called Woman. Thank you to all the great women that do great things for us, so us great men can get up there on stage and be powerful like you women. All right, see you out there.
Sorry, I missed the start of that. I got 55. Yes, that radio, that car is Can we get a highway car to assist, please?
You and my woman, she
You better pull back your hair because it's going to get nasty. Well, that's one of the great lines ever. All right, here it is. This Saturday night, Croxton Bandroom. Get there. Anyways, great gig from Electric Mary and Willie J, 6v6s. All right, we'll see you out there. Enjoy your week.